Ever wonder how to combine something shiny and new with treasures already hiding in your stash? Today, I'll be making 2 stunning Valentine's Day cards with this gorgeous new die set from This Calls for Confetti. I'll be pairing it with one of the oldest items in my collection, an embossing folder I haven't touched in ages, and a not as old 6x6 paper pad. Stick around to see how old and new come together in perfect harmony. Hey everyone, it's Lean from ColoradoLean.com. Welcome back to the craft room. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the items that we'll be using for the first card today, beginning with the This Calls for Confetti Sweet Talk die set. This is another purchase that I made with the gift card that I won in the Instagram giveaway. And thank you again, Liz. I absolutely love this. For cardstock today, we'll be using the gold foil cardstock paper from Recollections, once again, as well as the 110-pound white Recollections card. This will be the card base, the embossed card mat, as well as the die cut pieces. I'm also going to be using a scrap piece of the dark red Recollections card, along with the R59 Copic marker. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of coloring on here, like I did with the Winter Poinsettia card. And last but not least, we'll be using the Cuttlebug 5x7 embossing folder, which is part of the Orient set. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and emboss my cardstock. And this piece of Recollections is cut to 4 inches wide by 5¼ inches tall. And I'm going to line this up kind of straight in my embossing folder, and I will run that through my Sizzix Big Shot machine. And I did want to show you how that sandwich is going to be made. I will be using my well-loved and well-used magic mat, as well as another Sizzix cutting plate. And because my machine is getting a little worn, I'm also going to be using a cardstock shim. When I first got the machine, I didn't have a lot of room, so I had my husband deconstruct it for me. So in order to run a regular embossing folder through, all we need is the base plate. And then we will put a cutting pad down. In this instance, I'll be using my magic mat. And then the folder with the cardstock in it, the second cutting plate, and then my cardboard shim. All right, and we are back with a beautifully embossed piece of cardstock. So I will go ahead and set that aside for a moment. I will put my platform back together, and then I'm going to cut a few pieces of the gold metallic, and I will cut out the outside of the heart, and I will also cut out the XOXO mat. Okay, and now I have these all ready. I will set them aside. The very last thing I need to cut is the hearts. So I'm going to go ahead and prep a little piece of red cardstock here. And I just want those hearts to be a little bit deeper in shade. So I will color over my red cardstock. And again, I am using the R59 Copic marker. And then I will go ahead and cut out a few hearts, as well as the inside white heart and the XOXO. And when we come back, we'll start putting everything together. Now that we have all of our pieces cut and embossed, let's go ahead and start building our card. So the first thing I want to do is I want to glue together my XOXO, and I will get out my art glitter glue for that. All right, I'm just going to set that aside underneath that stamping block. And then let's go ahead and glue our heart together. Okay, and there is that. Now, again, I love using wet glue because it gives me a chance to figure out exactly how it's going to go together because, you know, living in the real world, I never get things on straight the first time, sometimes not even the second time. So I'll go ahead and set that aside for a moment. And I want to put my card together. I think what I want to do is have a little bit of gold around the edge. So I'm going to bring in my Tim Holtz and Tonic Studios guillotine trimmer. And I do apologize for the glare on this. I will try and go fast. So I'm going to trim this a little bit smaller than 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And of course, I should know those measurements, but you know, it is what it is, right? Okay, so that is going to look pretty. I think I need to trim off just a tiny smidge at the bottom. When I'm doing 1/8 inch cuts, I always trim it to what I think it is, and then I line up my layers to see if I need to trim anything down, and I think that'll be fine. So I'm going to put these layers together with my 1/4 inch score tape. And I won't make you watch this. And I'm most likely going to add a little bit of art glitter glue on the tape as well, since we are attaching it to a metallic surface. I did add another piece of score tape down the center of this embossed panel, and I put art glitter glue around the entire piece. And then I'm going to go ahead and carefully adhere this to my card base. And there is the card base itself. So let's go ahead and build up our heart. So I want to put the XOXO in the center. And then I was planning on placing a few of these little hearts around the perimeter. But again, here comes the hard part, figuring out exactly where I want to place them and how best to place them. I know you're supposed to do like a triangle. I think I'll do something like that. I think that'll be pretty. So I'll go ahead and glue this heart down first. Okay, and then I will glue my XOXO down. Hugs and kisses. And pardon my head if it gets in the way here. Okay. And then I will just put these tiny little hearts on there. One little dab of glue. I'm going to turn this one kind of sideways. And then we'll put this one down here. Oh, I think that's so cute. And then to attach this to my card front, I am going to use some of the thin 3D foam squares to give it just a tiny bit of dimension. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I use foam, whether it is the foam squares or if it's foam strips, I like to have enough on there that my project isn't going to sag in the middle. These layers are pretty thick, so that really shouldn't be an issue, but I don't want to take any chances, you know? So I will go ahead and take these protective covers off of the foam squares and add a little bit of art glitter glue to the back, again, to give me a little bit of wiggle room. Make sure the card opens correctly. And then I will put that down. And there is our first Valentine card. I really love the texture of this embossing folder. I will definitely have some close-up pictures for you on the blog at coloradolean.com. And I will have that post listed below. But yeah, that older embossing folder with that brand new die set is just so beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up and we'll get started on our second card. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the items we'll be using for our second card today. Along with our This Calls for Confetti Sweet Talk die set, I will be using white Recollections cardstock in 110 pounds for the card base, as well as scraps for all my die cuts. I'll be using the 65-pound rose gold metallic cardstock, also from Recollections. And I'm finally going to be using this Echo Park 6x6 paper pad Love Notes. On the back here, it says that the copyright for this is 2023. And I'm pretty sure I got this as a free gift from a scrapbook.com order. I don't normally purchase holiday specific paper pads other than Christmas. But this is a beautiful paper pad. There are 24 double-sided papers in here. And let's just do a really fast run through for you. There's some really pretty cut aparts in here. This one, Love is in the Air. I love that little cut apart there. There are flowers and hearts and some really nice, just plain non-holiday specific papers in here as well. Here are some little 3x3 cut aparts. Such a love bug. I love that one. A very nice striped paper. I can tell I haven't even flipped through this because it is turning very hard. This cute little pink pattern with the little hearts is adorable, as is the little mailboxes. My life would suck without you. That's cute. And little love bugs. I love that. And then we're starting over at the beginning again. So I'm going to be using this piece right here. Let's see if I can get it out of here without ruining everything. And I will bring in my 8.5-inch guillotine trimmer again. So we'll go ahead and cut this at 5.5. I haven't decided yet if I want to do a metallic matte on this or not. So let's just see what this looks like on the card front like this. Well, that's cute to just do it like that. It matches up pretty well. But what I could also do is I could cut it just a little bit smaller and have a white mat behind it. Okay, well, I haven't completely decided on that, so let's set that aside and think on it. I have already done all of my die cutting. And again, I used a scrap piece of red, colored it with my R59 Copic marker, and cut out some little hearts to use. Again, I don't know how many of those I'm going to use. Oh, well, interesting. I just noticed I don't have the matte layer for this. Okay, so I'm going to jump off here, get that cut real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, so I have my matte cut, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. I'm still trying to decide what I want to do with the pattern paper. If I want to have a metallic matte or if I want to do just the white cardstock. So let me take another look at this. I will line this up kind of a small margin there. And then we'll line that up on the card. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut a matte out of my rose gold metallic. So this I will cut to 4 inches. By 5.25. And let's go ahead and trim this down. Oh, let's see. We'll try and do another 1/8 inch cut here so that it's just let's see. How do I want to do that? We'll just take it all the way down to 3 3/4 by 5. And then that way we can get a nice rose gold matte around there as well as the white matte from the card. Yeah, that'll be nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put my score tape on and get these layers put together, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so our card base is all ready for us. And let's go ahead and figure out how we're going to do this. I don't want to do it exactly like I did the other one. So I might bring the XOXO up there and then just group these 3 smaller hearts down here towards the bottom. Yeah, I think I like that. All right. I think that's adorable. And while I have this heart out here, I don't want it to go to waste. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. And then I am just going to put it right here in the card. So that'll be a nice surprise. Now another question, do I pop this up or do I glue this down all the way? I think I'm just going to glue this one down onto the cardstock or onto my pattern paper. I think that'll be nice. And then I will center it a little bit, mostly, kinda, try. Do the best I can. And there is our second card. I think this one is just as pretty as the last. And there you have it, 2 Valentine's Day cards, each with its own personality. The first card shines with elegance, combining the timeless touch of gold metallic cardstock, my trusty old embossing folder, and the brand new Sweet Talk die set. The second card brings a more playful yet beautiful vibe with rose gold accents and the charming Echo Park Love Notes pattern paper. I hope this inspires you to mix your new crafting supplies with treasures from your stash to create something truly special. Let me know down in the comments which card you love the most or how you'd pair your stash with a new favorite product. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I put up the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.